Navigating import procedures. Chemical safety standards. Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we will be discussing the customs import procedures for chemical safety standards. Importing chemicals requires careful attention to regulations and safety standards to protect human health, the environment, and occupational safety. By understanding the customs import procedures, importers can ensure compliance and the safe importation of chemicals. So, let's explore the key steps and considerations when importing chemicals. Chemical imports encompass a broad range of products, including industrial chemicals, hazardous substances, pharmaceuticals, and agricultural chemicals. These products are subject to specific regulations and safety standards to protect public health and the environment. Importers must accurately classify chemicals based on the Harmonized System (HS) codes. These codes help determine the applicable customs duties, taxes, and regulatory requirements for each specific chemical category. Importers must obtain and provide safety data sheets (SDS) for the imported chemicals. SDS contain vital information about the hazards, handling, storage, and emergency response measures associated with the chemicals. They are crucial for assessing safety risks and complying with safety standards. Depending on the type and quantity of chemicals, importers may need to obtain specific import licenses or permits. These licenses and permits help ensure compliance with regulations related to hazardous substances, controlled substances, or restricted chemicals. Compliance with chemical safety standards. Importers must ensure that their imported chemicals meet the safety standards and requirements imposed by the importing country. This includes compliance with regulations on labeling, packaging, toxicology, and potential environmental impacts. Preparing customs documentation. Importers must provide complete and accurate customs documentation for their chemical imports. This typically includes commercial invoices, packing lists, bills of lading, and any necessary certificates or permits, such as import licenses or permits for controlled substances. To ensure compliance with safety standards, importers may conduct pre-shipment reviews and testing of the chemical products. This helps identify any potential issues or non-compliance before the chemicals are shipped, avoiding delays or rejections at the port of entry. Importers may be required to provide certification or compliance declarations, stating that the imported chemicals meet the necessary safety standards and regulatory requirements. These declarations assure customs authorities and regulatory agencies of the chemicals' safety and compliance. Importers should be aware of the specific requirements and restrictions for handling hazardous substances. This includes proper packaging, labeling, and documentation to ensure the safe transportation and storage of these chemicals. Record-keeping and reporting obligations. Importers must maintain comprehensive records of their chemical import transactions and related documents for a specified period. These records serve as evidence of compliance and may be subject to auditing and reporting obligations by customs authorities and regulatory agencies. Collaboration with regulatory experts. Given the complexities involved in importing chemicals and complying with safety standards, importers often work closely with regulatory experts or customs brokers specializing in chemical imports. These professionals provide expertise and guidance to ensure compliance and smooth customs clearance. Importers must ensure proper transportation and storage practices for their chemical shipments. This includes complying with regulations on labeling, packaging, and handling to prevent accidents or environmental hazards during transportation and storage. Importers should implement proper chemical inventory management systems to track the quantity, location, and usage of chemicals. This helps ensure compliance with regulations and aids in emergency response preparedness. Importers should invest in training and education for their staff involved in handling chemical imports. This includes training on safety procedures, regulatory compliance, and emergency response measures to mitigate risks associated with chemical handling. Importers must perform regular compliance audits to identify any non-compliance issues or potential areas for improvement in their chemical import procedures. This proactive approach helps maintain compliance with safety standards and regulatory requirements. Navigating the customs import procedures for chemical safety standards requires careful attention to detail and compliance with regulations. Importers must accurately classify chemicals, provide necessary documentation, ensure compliance with safety standards, and collaborate with regulatory experts to ensure the safe importation of chemicals. Thank you for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for more valuable insights on customs brokerage and international trade.